right, welcome to the Outdoorable Living Show. Today I have my good friend, Mr. Alex Larson of TL Decks in Crystal Lake, Illinois. How you doing, Alex?
I'm doing good. Feeling great.
Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah? When'd you get in town?
Yesterday,
Yesterday?
my plane beat yours, so
Yeah, by like, what, 30 minutes?
I'll take it.
And
It's a win.
if you don't know, we are in Lake Kiwi, South Carolina, just outside of Greenville. Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful here.
Yeah, if you can see in the background, the
Yeah.
sun's going down. It's a nice spot. So let's get into it a little bit. So
Awesome.
tell me a little bit about TL Decks, what you do, what area you cover, and kind of what you specialize in.
Yeah, I think right off the bat we should clear this up. TL Decks, because I get that question a lot. TL Decks was formed from Thayerland Carpentry, which
Okay.
was formed from my children's name
Huh.
and or my children's names, and we just like to get families outside. So really, TL Decks is an outdoor living company that specializes in bringing enjoyment to families and clients and getting them outside. So whether it's a deck, pavers, hardscape, pools, we don't really do pools, but work up to them. We just want to see you outside enjoying the spaces.
Nice. Nice. And what kind of, how'd you get in the industry? What was your start? Tell me a little bit about your background, who you are, where you're from, all those kind of things.
All right. All right. Well, uh, been in the construction industry for, I don't know, half my life. My dad was a painter, so I was always around the construction site,
Nice.
which was fun. Knew I wanted to do something and happened to be swinging a hammer. So outside of a college job is
Yeah.
really when it started for me. Got in with another deck company, actually,
Nice.
locally. Dragged myself around, had a lot of fun doing that. Really knew I wanted to be outside. Always liked being outside.
Yeah.
A little bit more of my carpentry career was just kind of after the deck company. I got into the union and we played around with a lot of different things and a bunch of different aspects, from the road and heavy highway work to skyscrapers and
Oh, wow.
a lot of in between.
I didn't know
Yeah,
some of
a
that.
lot of concrete work back in the day, which was
Yeah.
really fun. Many miles of that, many feet up, a lot of steel work
Yeah.
prior, kind of like
Yeah.
people don't know that carpenters can carry a welding cert. So I had a welding cert at the
Nice.
time, doing random stuff like that. Got out of that, did a little custom homework, and then just found myself doing a lot of side work, which grew into a side company,
Mhm.
which grew into Thayerland. And now we're at Teal Decks, which we've been for a little over 2 years. And yeah, so I think just being in the construction industry was what I was always destined to be.
And what made you decide, with a history of doing all these different types of projects, what made you decide on decks?
Man, the most enjoyment for sure. I definitely had, obviously, like I said, we've done a lot of aspects of carpentry and the trades in general from different other trades. But really, it's just something that was repeatable, that was fun. The people that are typically around the deck space or the guys that are into the deck work, they're good people.
Yeah.
I found that niching down was easier too. So
I say that a lot. Like I've been in and around the construction industry since I was 14. So that's over 30 years.
Mhm.
We're not going to get any further than that. Over 30 years. And I started out carrying shingles up a ladder for a roofing crew. I've done landscaping. I framed houses. Then I owned my own landscaping company, and I worked in retail sales for a long time. I've worked lumber brokering. I've done a lot of different things. And I feel like I've met the coolest, most genuine, just good people in the deck building industry.
it was definitely a great community to stay in.
Yeah.
I'd always, even during our side work, we did a lot of everything just to kind of keep busy, I think. So always was drawn to the technologies. And I mean, the decking industry is so, as advanced as they're getting, it's behind. So it's fun to be in the new technologies and new practices and things like that, and new materials.
Yeah.
For us at least,
Yeah.
to just have the ability, but still stay in our lane. We're not having to do trim work and other things like that on homes. But
So
yeah.
let's go back even farther. Tell me about childhood of Alex Larson and what that was like, and where you grew up, all those kind of things.
Yeah, I haven't traveled very far. I've lived in Crystal Lake my whole life. There was a stint I was in South Wisconsin for some bridge work. Just made sense for travel. But goodness gracious, been in Crystal Lake my whole life. I was an active young child.
Yeah.
Parents were divorced at a young age, so it just kind of forced me. I'm a single child too, so or only child, so it kind of forced me to make friendships in the neighborhood. I lived outside. I was a '90s kid, so I mean, I felt like that's probably the last era where you got away with a lot of things that our parents did and things like that until stuff started to change. So I was into baseball for a long time and hockey. I'm huge into action sports, and that grew from a young age. I was a roller skater, aggressive roller skateboarder, really big into bicycles, everything two wheels, raced bikes and dirt bikes. So I think a lot of like kind of the business aspect that I love grew from being kind of an action sports junkie.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And, you know, that is a thing I see a lot is everybody has that I talk to has this passion outside of deck building. Like a lot of people are passionate about that, but they always have a passion and a drive. And I feel like it's always important to have some type of outlet to keep you sane, right? Because if you don't have somewhere to go to release your stress, you are going to go insane.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure.
Right.
For sure.
And some people turn to drugs and alcohol for that. Some people turn to things. And look, we've all been through those patches in our lives, right? But having a healthy outlet works wonders, and it has changed my life and a lot of people I know having those healthy outlets outside that. I know you're pretty big into mountain biking, yeah?
Mountain biking is definitely my safer two-wheel choice nowadays. I was big into motocross, got plenty of injuries from that, which had forced me to kind of. There was a point in my life where I actually just got into a union job,
Okay.
and I got really hurt. Actually, it was just before I got really hurt on a dirt bike. Was out for about 9 months, and 3 months back into the workforce, I got offered a union job, and I had to kind of figure out like what's important right now, and so some outlets got put to the side.
Sure.
But as I started to recognize that I need to work on myself and or need to escape a little bit, yes, mountain biking's huge for me. Goodness, I've been on two wheels. It's tattooed on me, you know, like I've been a two-wheel junkie for a long time.
Sure.
And again, it's probably my safest option nowadays from what all the stuff I used to do on two wheels.
So I don't know if I ever told you this, but my dad and my uncle grew up racing motocross.
Oh, sick.
And in the 70s, and I grew up motorcycles my whole life.
Yeah.
And I sold my motorcycle when my wife was pregnant with our third child, and I was like, I can't take the risk.
No, it's
not worth it.
and your son's not very old, so even then, like 10, 12, 13 years ago, was still a lot of distractions on the road and things like that. So yeah, it's smart choice.
Yeah, for sure. So let's fast forward this a little bit to today. So you guys, what is your coverage area for TL decks?
We are pretty blessed from what I hear around the country. We try to stay pretty centralized at 20 miles from our shop.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, we found a simple math equation, and I'll share it with you guys. I guess in our town, there's roughly about 50 to 70,000 people.
Okay.
If I can touch 20,000 of those people, service maybe 70,000 over the next 20 years, and realistically do a job for 700 of them, I think we're doing okay. Yeah. And then you start to think that there's actually towns around you that's got about the same amount or a little more, a little less. So.
And I think you're a little fortunate because you do have the lake there, right?
Yep.
And there's the properties with a view and all of these things that people around the lakefront are willing to spend a little bit more money and do a little more custom work, right? So with that, it's one of the things I want to talk to you about that I'm excited for. You have a couple of steel decks coming up.
Dude.
Yeah?
Yes, very excited.
Yeah?
A couple different sizes too, which is fun, from small to big.
And these are going to be your first ones ever.
Yeah, first ever.
How do you feel about that?
Very excited, because not only am I excited about bringing a new product to our location, like our area. I did a steel deck 15 years ago out of a competitor's product, technically. Well, and
those guys that aren't around anymore.
Yeah, they very short. And with that, it was new. I'd always wanted to do more. It was a little clunky then. And then after meeting Scott and getting introduced to a lot of Fortress's products, I was drawn to it. We got some samples in the shop. Thank you guys. And it took off. People are super interested in it. And again, I'm a deck nerd, I like to say. And anything new like that, especially longevity, we're big on education and like making sure that your product doesn't last just the week that we after we leave.
Yeah.
It's many years down the road. So your product, I'm super excited to just be able to offer to clients for that factor alone.
One of the things I think is cool, and it might have something to do with your, you know, your background of maybe a little bit of adrenaline rush, a little bit of push the edge, push the boundaries, want to do something other people aren't doing, is your willingness to try something new and do something different that nobody else in your market is doing, right? A lot of people are scared of that, and you're not. Talk to me about that.
I think there's a huge opportunity from fear. You know, you a lot of people shy away from it to new things, and they get comfortable in spaces that are routine for them.
Sure.
And I think, I mean, it was a no-brainer for us to look at Fortress Steel when it came down to just look at what we're working with today with the other products compared to steel. So it was exciting to me because we capitalized on kind of being the first in the area locally.
Right.
I know there's some others around me, but just to be able to offer our clients something that was stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Everything else in the project was. So how can we alleviate that? And not only am I excited, but my guys are even more excited actually with it, which that's really cool.
You know, something else you have going on that I think is really cool is, you know, we're sitting here on a podcast, but you just released your own podcast, Talk to me about that, where that came from, and what the inspiration of that is.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this one. I've been looking forward to it, for sure. But Rock Talk Podcast is basically a space for me to kind of express like what I've learned over the past few years being in a container with you, Scott, and rubbing elbows with other like-minded gentlemen and women that want to push themselves. So I was just pushing myself to, I've always wanted a podcast, not to go all over the place here, but I always wanted a podcast. I'm just one of those guys that I like being in front of the camera. I like talking, whatever it may be. Let's just do it. I'm into new stuff. Fortress Steel. So Rock Talk Podcast is basically a motivational space where pain meets purpose. We are short and punchy. We have great guests on. We've had Scott on, and really it's just an outlet for me that is actually benefiting the people around me, the people that are listening. We're getting great feedback. I'm excited. I don't know what else to say other than I think it's a good opportunity for people to lean into and learn.
And I think that's just another example of you stepping out of your comfort zone a little bit, pushing the envelope, trying something new, not being afraid to fail, to take things to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think that's, not only is it really cool, but it's also inspiring to see your willingness to do that. Because a lot of people aren't willing to do that. A lot of people are so afraid of failure, and they're so afraid of things that they're not maybe as comfortable with, that they never try.
Yeah, no, thanks. That I think this came full circle, I think, right now, Scott. And I think I've recognized this in the past, but the twisting the throttle on a dirt bike, getting on something, doing something that's dangerous or outlandish, or you don't know the consequences quite when you're in it, have built me to where I'm at now, to where making tough decisions is easy and easier, I should say. It's not easy, but and so making those new decisions is just something that you don't know what's going to happen. I wrote down this a little bit ago in my notebook was you don't know until you try it. And the way the context that came out earlier was probably towards something like that wasn't so much how do I say this? You really just right in the words. You don't know until you try it. So like trying something new, you never know. And if you said no to it, what were the opportunities that you missed out on?
Right. It's like the world is full of possibilities, and until you try, you don't know what you're capable of. And some people are intimidated by that, and others are excited by that. Right.
reaches me. That's what keeps me reaching for the next rung on the ladder, for
So,
sure.
and speaking of that, next rung on the ladder. What is next? What is the future
The
of TL
future
Decks?
for TL Decks is we are a fully alternative framing company in a few different locations in the Midwest. I don't want to be taken over, but we've got some eyes on potential locations coming
Yeah,
up.
that's exciting.
Yeah, and just creating a culture that people want to be at. That's what excites me. We don't need to be the biggest company, and I'm not looking to be a mom and pop shop, but somewhere in between with some comfort that I can still have some sort of handle on. But soon, I don't want to be the handle. I don't want to be the guy that handles it all. I'd like to be Ruck Talk, or I'd
Sure.
like to be a representative of something else. Or I think there's more beyond TL Decks. I'm a young individual with a young family and a great wife that pushes me to do more. So I don't know, Scott. I mean, the sky's the limit when I rub elbows with gentlemen like you and
Well,
the
I
container
appreciate
we're
that.
at. So really, I think just bringing TL Decks to a space that it's funny that I'm comfortable,
Yeah,
but I'll never be comfortable, to be honest. Like,
right.
there's always that next level. So I think just continuing to push myself, continuing to see the limits and that we can reach is really my next step, man.
Well, I'm excited for you. Like I said, the things you're doing, you just got your showroom
Yeah,
opened up. You're making some big steps that, some people only dream of and never even reach for.
I was
And
dreaming about them for sure.
to see you doing that and see them come to fruition is exciting for me to see. And, I I have very high expectations for you for the future.
Thanks, Scott.
And I think you're going to do great things.
I think with Fortress and the companies that help us create what we're creating, the guys that I have, the people behind me, yeah, we'll be unstoppable for sure.
I definitely believe so.
Thanks.
All right, man. I appreciate your time. We got a really cool backdrop back here with the lake.
Yeah.
We're at this event to push each other to get better and grow together. So I'm very excited, and I very much appreciate you, and I appreciate your time today.
Thank you. Yeah, I gotta say, Scott, I will say this about everybody that I've worked with at Fortress up to this point. Everything's been a pleasure. We haven't even built the product yet, and you guys have been extending your necks out to us to make sure that we can get the product, not just for a sale, but honestly just showing people what Fortress is about and the bar it's going to raise, or it already is raising. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. Super excited about what you guys have done for the industry and what you're doing for the industry. So thank you.
Well,
Keep it up.
thanks, Alex. I appreciate you. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Again, this is Alex Larson with TL Decks, and this is the Outdoorable Living Show. Thanks, everyone.